It is a muggy, overcast morning here in the mountains of southern Appalachia. I didn't think it was supposed to rain till this evening, but it's looking pretty rainy this morning. Matt and I are out, though, early trying to beat the heat that we've been having. We've got several things we want to do today, mostly just harvesting. This is the time of the year when everything starts coming in from the garden, and it's just all you can do to keep up with it, putting up stuff, and of course getting to enjoy that wonderful goodness. So we're going to start actually down in the big garden. Really nothing to harvest down there, but the corn is almost ready. Almost. We can't wait. But Cory's garden, we're going to go look around in it. Cory and Austin have been on vacation. They've been gone all week. And Cory's had one of her friends coming over, getting to share the wonderful garden bounty with her. But I just want to make a quick loop through to make sure there's nothing down there that needs to be took care of. And then we're going to come back up here. We've still not picked our Mother Stallard beans, so we're going to do that. That'll be our first picking of them. We've been waiting until they get really full. So we're going to pick those today, and then I guess just generally look around and see what needs to be done up here, see what needs to be harvested. I think I've got some cucumbers, maybe some squash. We ain't got no okra up here yet, though, do we?
No.
We've been having rain still every day. I know some of you, our friend Randy in South Carolina, rain has missed him every time it's come to his area, and he's not had any rain to amount to anything in about 6 weeks. I wish I could share some of our rain with people like that, but last year we had those really dry conditions. This year, though, we've had plenty of rain. Believe how lush Cory's garden is. Look at this and listen. Can you hear that? That's bees. Bees going crazy in the cucumbers. Her cucumbers are just out of this world. Her tomatoes are really lush too. See any ripe tomatoes, Matt? I see several cucumbers, so I'm gonna get.
Black cherries.
Do you?
That are ripe.
All right, black cherries, that's great. I'm going to get to work on the cucumbers. I'm not sure what this is, the name of it. Cory planted it in the edge of this bed just to be beautiful. And she didn't realize how tall it will get. You can see up there it's taller than the, way taller than the cucumbers and tomatoes. It's really pretty though, and the bees are really enjoying it. Matt says he's found one big tomato back in there. That's a Randy Hooper one.
We've got one about like it up there ready too.
A little bad place there, so we'll let it go finish ripening inside, and it's pretty soft though.
Yeah.
I think it's about ready to eat. Cucumbers are growing way over in here. I just can't believe how great Cory's cucumbers looks. This one's a little big, but be okay. Oops, I dropped that one. I have to dig down to find it, but that'll be okay. There's the one I dropped. I'm gonna make some, I got some of them that are kind of small, but I'm gonna make some pickles with these, and I'll be sure to share, of course, with Cory and Austin since I'm getting their cucumbers. Those will make really great dill pickles. Cory loves these little purple peppers. They're just now starting to turn. Maybe by the time she gets back home, she'll be able to get a lot of them. Look at that one. Isn't that pretty? She won't get that one because I accidentally broke it off. Oh well, I'll keep it for her. These are her beans. I think her friend picked all of them, which is good. We've got plenty of beans. Pretty good haul. Since we're down here, we're going to take a quick walk through the corn. Looks so good. Our grapes are doing great. They're growing out into the yard here, into the garden. We're going to have to wind those back up. You can see there's some just starting to get ripe, just barely starting to get ripe. This is mine and Matt's pitiful winter squash that we just turned over to the weeds. I do see one though, right there. So There's one too. Looks like a candy roaster there. Maybe we'll get a few, I hope. Corn looks great. Silks are starting to turn here and there. Looks like we got some big ears too. Won't be too much longer before we're able to eat it. This is the first corn that we grew. Then the second we grew is still growing, second bunch. So I think that's gonna work, it looks like. I mean, extend our season of getting to eat fresh corn. I hope so.
Yeah.
We were unsure about it, but I think it's going to, because this is going to be definitely ready in what, Matt, a week maybe?
It'll be quicker than that.
Maybe less than a week.
Yeah.
And then we'll have that other set of corn coming on. This is some of the winter squash we have up at our house. Looks much better than what's growing in the big garden. Trying to train that one to go back that way. It's going towards the driveway, which is usually what happens, isn't it, Matt?
It is.
Oakery's looking good. We forgot to check the oakery while we was down there.
Yeah.
We'll have to go back. Go over that way a little bit, squash. Oakery up here looks much better too. It's not blooming or anything yet, but hopefully we'll be soon. See any cucumbers?
One little one up there. Is it big enough for you to get?
Yeah, you can go ahead and get that one. Lots of blooms and lots of little bitty ones. There's one. But this one really hadn't started producing much yet. My deal here will be perfect for those pickles I'm going to make. Squash and zucchini up here have done good this year. I see one squash down in there.
See several.
Oh, you see several, okay. Wild phlox is really blooming. It's beautiful. It smells amazing. And it's just wild. It's just that over the years it got in my flower bed and I just left it until it's took over. You can see there's varying shades. There's a lighter color. Some lighter colors over there and then some deeper colors. It's one of my lilies. It's about finished blooming, but it's pretty. But mostly phlox.
Just kind of get around the stems of plants and stuff with it.
Yeah.
If you had to.
Yeah. Matt's trying out a new hoe someone told us about. It's a strawberry hoe. Let's hold it up, Matt, and let them look at it. So it come from the Rogue Tools, the ones that we got, the ones we love. Y'all told us about those too. Is that it, Rogue Tools? Is that the name of it? Yeah. So Matt's just now trying it out, but he likes it.
Yep.
I tried it out. I liked it too. It's a little heavy for me, but I've got chicken arms. I'm weak in my arms. Very nice. These are our Randy Hooper tomatoes up here, like the one we picked at Cory's, and our first one is ripe. Look at that. Look what a great big tomato that is. Look at that. So we'll take that in with us. It's got, this is just a little Tommy toe right beside it, but it's got a lot of tomatoes on the plants. You can see there's some, but they're just not ripe yet. There's some great big ones. The lower part of the plants look pretty bad. Look almost like maybe a little blight or something. You can see I need to come in here and get rid of these yellow leaves. But the top parts of the plant still look really healthy, and they are just growing and growing and growing higher and higher. Here's another hoe we're trying out, a hula hoe. Hula hoe, it's hard to say together, that a very sweet subscriber sent us because they love using it in their garden. And one time when we were weeding, they said they wanted us to try it, and Matt likes it too. Just kind of cuts them off at the top of the ground.
Yeah, it's not meant to go deep.
Yeah. It works good though on those little ones like that. So thank you very much.
That actually works better in between the plants than the other one, I think.
Works better.
If you can get between the plants.
If you can get in between them, just kind of pull it out.
That way it don't get deep. You don't hurt the roots of the plant.
Yeah.
I like that. And it's resharpenable.
Oh, you can sharpen it? Oh, that's nice.
I love stuff that you can
Yeah,
resharpen.
Matt keeps our stuff sharpened. He's good at doing that. That one works good. And it's much lighter than the other one, strawberry hoe. Matt loves tools that make jobs easier.
Gosh, yeah. I'm a tool guy.
This little wildflower is sort of like phlox, but it's different, and you can see it's different color for sure. It stays lower to the ground. I guess it's a type of the same family. You can see some of the phlox down there right behind it, but this one will stay lower to the ground. And it seems like it spreads, instead of by seeds like the other one, almost underground. I'm not sure if that's true or not. That's just what I've kind of thought over the years, but I may be wrong about that. But it's pretty too. The phlox is just such a beautiful deep color that it really stands out against all the green of summer. The dahlias here that I planted from the tubers are finally blooming. Aren't they beautiful? So pretty. I don't know. I guess it looks like they're all going to be the same color. I thought that I bought 2 colors, but maybe I didn't. Pretty. I've been waiting on Ed's beans, one of them to get really mature so I could open it up and see if they were brown or if they were white. And so far, that looks like they're going to be white. It's just the strangest thing. I'll link to the story of, Ed tells it better than me about the bean. He calls it the tipper bean. I call it the Ed bean. So this is the beans that we're going to pick. I guess I need to go get another basket so we'll both have one, Matt. You start on that side. I'll start on this side. They are really lush. And then what I want to do with these beans, depending on how many we get, we want to try canning some of them. I don't know how many we'll get with this picking, but I want to eat some fresh. Does that sound good, Matt?
Yep.
Here's your basket. I'll go get me one.
I was putting them in my hat.
Oh, no, your basket. Your hat will fill up quickly. You can just begin to see the swirls on this one. This is one that I would shell out for a shelly bean, or if you let it dry, eventually you could use it for a dried bean. Really pretty bean. I'm missing the butter beans that we didn't grow this year for their beautiful colors and their taste, of course, but here's another one. Here's an even better example of it. Beautiful, beautiful cranberry-like swirls on it. Really pretty. So after growing them last year, Matt and I found out most people leave them till that state and shell them out and use them as a dried bean. But we didn't realize that, so we just started picking them and eating them, hull and all, and we really loved them that way.
Down here and back up on a rattlesnake.
Yeah, we probably scared any rattlesnakes off with all of our talking and...
Only one I've ever killed on this place is right here.
Right here?
Yeah.
Well, that's not too comforting.
And there's a tanglement right here. As your daddy used to say.
Tanglement.
Tanglement.
Coming back to check my work.
No, I was looking through the back side of that to where I can't reach to see what I missed.
I usually have to check my work. If I miss them, I was actually double checking myself. But pretty good. How many did you get? About that many?
Yeah.
It's probably enough for a cannon, maybe. Well, I don't know if we eat them. The sunflowers have been so pretty. I can see them outside mine and Matt's window. It just is beautiful. Some of them are beginning to droop now. These were supposed to be, the first time I planted them on this side, they were dwarf sunflowers. You can see these are definitely not dwarf. So next year I might ought to, I don't know. They're so pretty. Should I just leave them? I know there'll be more reseed themselves next year. These in the asparagus bed I did plant many years ago, and now they just reseed themselves, and they were the tall variety. I swear though, they get taller every year. What happens is they eventually get so heavy they break down and fall over. You can see that that's this huge stalk on a sunflower, and it's just broke and fell down the bank. The bees, of course, are just loving it.
That's a massive stalk.
This is a big one, ain't it?
Yeah.
Maybe throw it off the bank, and maybe we'll have sunflowers down there next year.
Okay.
That's how I plant a lot of my flowers, is just throw them, and then it works a lot of times. It don't always work, but sometimes it does.
Mm-hmm.
The ones in this bed have kind of overshadowed everything, even though they're lovely. But look, isn't this beautiful? I think this is the first time they've ever bloomed. It's just a tiger lily. Granny gave it to me, a piece of hers, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, and I planted it in here, and it's took this long to finally bloom. It grows every year and comes back, but look, isn't it just beautiful? So pretty. It is pretty along with the green leaves of the sunflowers too. But because of that, they've kind of shadowed out our yarrow in the back and a lot of the cosmos I planted. Here's the Japanese anemone getting ready to bloom. It'll take it a while, usually, unless this year, for some reason, it's early because of all the rain, but usually they're still blooming in September. The cosmos on this side have done really good because they're not underneath all the sunflowers there. They're pretty. We come up to this part of the garden to see what we need to do up here, but look at that tomato. Isn't that beautiful? That's the Randy Hooper. Matt, you gonna eat this for your sandwich today?
Probably will.
Now this is getting big enough to where one slice would cover the bread. Matt probably put 2 slices though.
That'd be good on a big cat head biscuit.
Is that you saying I need to make a cat head biscuit for you? Yeah. This part of the garden has turned into a jungle for a few reasons. Mostly my fault. I let that volunteer squash go and it's just took over. I let way too many Matt's little cherry grow. I need to actually just come in here and trim all this back. I let them grow, too many of them, and they've just flipped out of the bed. Now they're growing here on the ground. And then the other thing is not our fault, but this week we've not been able to mow. Matt's not been able to mow or weed eat because we've just had so much rain. So it looks like a real jungle, but I'm going to have to get in there and see if I see any cucumbers. I see some from right here hanging, so I need to get those and then check for squash and zucchini. I was explaining why this looks like this, and that there's 3 reasons. 2 of them is my fault.
What's the third one?
Nature, rain.
I thought you was going to say it's mine.
No, Said I shouldn't have, that winter squash that I let grow over there that I don't even know what it is. And then I let way too many Matt's cherries stay.
It's a mess.
And then they flipped out of the bed, and I need to just go back through there unmercifully and cut them all back, because you can't even, now we've got weeds underneath them that are getting to be knee high where Matt can't get to them to weed eat or mow. So yeah, I need to do that. And as I talk, I see a squash bug over there. I've been eating them, they're good. But you can give me a bite. They're bigger than usual, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, buddy.
Really good. I've really been enjoying these little red ones. Matt hadn't seen these. Matt, here. One of our black cherries is getting ready.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's actually got a split in it, but I think it just split when I pulled it off.
We'll tack into that.
Yeah. Thank you. Has a much deeper flavor, doesn't it? Not as tart.
Yeah.
It's good. So we still got lots of Tommy Toes that are not ripe, but we've been enjoying the ones that are. And now that those black cherries started, Matt will really enjoy them. Seems like we ended up with a lot more sun gold than I thought.
That's the majority of what it is.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Bees are just enjoying themselves. I'm looking for squash back here. Lots of blooms. These plants have really, really produced. So even though I lied to Granny, I'm glad I did. If you watch all our videos, you know I told her I wasn't going to start them. She said it was way too early, and I planted them anyway. I don't see any today. This one is a zucchini. Oh no, I do see one. There's a big one. On my list also is to make zucchini squash pickles. And we have never ever planted squash in a grow bag like this. It was just that I thought the frost would get them and they would die, so I just didn't care. Squash bug. That I didn't care, because the frost would end up killing them, so I just thought, what the heck, here's 2 grow bags, I'll just put some in it and see what happens. But they ended up growing, and they've actually done really good in these grow bags, haven't they, Matt?
Very good.
So maybe that's something we need to try again next year. I see a few of your Cherokee purples are needing to be picked. There's 3 pretty ones right together. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty and so tasty. Pretty nice morning harvest. Some of it come from Cory's, but a lot of it come from up here. This is that time of the year. All we need now is some corn laying on top of it. Right, Matt?
That right there will keep me fed till this evening.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Straight.
Ain't gonna bite you straight. That's why I like you. I like crooked women. And that's why I married you.
I have really bad news.
What's that?
I don't have any grape.
What?
I don't know how. I thought I had
Shut this
some.
whole channel down and I quit.
I thought I had some in the basement freezer, but I don't. So I have peach and pineapple. I don't
Pick
care.
whichever one you
No,
want.
I don't really. You get to pick since you don't have your grape.
Which one you like better?
I like both of them equally, so.
Are you trying to lie to me?
No, I'm not trying to lie to you. I like both of them. It's not true.
She just leaves parts of it out.
I'll get you some grape before the next popsicle. How's that?
They're pretty good.
It's pineapple. I guess you knew that.
I figured that as soon as I put it in my mouth.
But it's got pieces in it.
I
That's
know.
the part you didn't like. It is good. The peach is good too. Y'all have been telling us about some new varieties. Maybe I'll try to look for them, see if there's any of them. But get Matt some grape.
I want them pieces.
Yeah. You don't like the chewy stuff.
It's kind of like I don't dislike it too bad. It's just like eating the gland out of a groundhog.
Well, I would dislike it if that's what it was.
I can choke anything down.
Looks like rain. At least
Yeah.
we got what we need to do done. We've just been running out in between the rain.
Yep.
And this is the time of the year that everything starts coming in from the garden, like I said, but also that the garden just gets out of bounds. Even, a lot of it's my fault back there, but even in other places.
And while you're busy doing other stuff, putting it up, canning it and all that stuff outside, you don't pay no attention and it just gets unruly and crazy.
That's true. And we knew we was going to have a very busy July, and it has proven to be true. So we're behind in the weeding and stuff. I guess we pretty much give up on the big garden. The weeding down there, we've called it done till next year. Maybe they'll get a few winter squash down there. Maybe they'll just fight their way through the weeds.
I thought about going down there and going to that patch where there ain't nothing up there, and either turning it or tilling it with a tractor. And could weed eat some around that corn before we get in there and start picking.
Yeah.
May do that. But I ain't weeding no more of it.
No, we're done for that this year. And we couldn't really keep it as good this year as we did last year because of the rain. But the rain is better. We'll take the weeds with the rain. Last year was so dry.
Mm-hmm.
So more rain, you just have more weeds, but we'll take it. It's really lovely to see, though, the garden in its full glory. This is kind of the peak, July. Even the beginning of July, I'd say, is more of the peak. And as July continues to go, you can see things beginning around the edges to get not so beautiful. Now, some of the stuff up here that we planted later, like I'm looking at our okra and our winter squash up here, it still looks pristine. But some of the stuff that's been planted longer, yeah, we're going to get, look at that, we're going to get a rain or storm or something. But, so some of that stuff still looks pristine, but a lot of it, like those cucumbers, I really do want to just pull them out. We've got a lot of cucumbers off of them this year. I've tried maybe all the different methods of squash bug have worked some and kept them to where we got a lot of cucumbers, but now they're beginning to play out. And I think it's the squash bugs, but too, I think it's just so much rain has just been hard on them. Because it's like they just look sickly, like the water's just washing too much. I don't know. But then again, Cory's looks wonderful, so I can't really say that's what it is. I don't know. Anyway, maybe we'll pull them out and replant them. I just can't believe how good hers look, though. It's a different type of cucumber, too, I think. I'll have to ask her if it is. What do you see down there?
It's in a great big limb dip way down and snap back up. I'm just wondering what it was.
I thought you seen a bear or
No,
something.
just making sure there ain't nothing getting in there corn. Maybe it's a big squirrel or something, I don't know. Squirrels are getting corn too.
Yeah, some of you have told us that a squirrel got in your corn and ate like a little bit off every ear.
I've been keeping a close eye on that down there, walking it and looking at it to be sure there's no damage from anything, so that if there is, I can try to get ahead of it. But so far, it's been good. Last year it was the coons.
Yeah.
They tore it up pretty bad.
Yeah. There's so many coons now.
Nobody coon hunts anymore to speak of, especially around, not like they once did here when we used to hunt, coon hunting. It ain't worth fooling the dogs over anymore to me.
The only person I even hear talking or know of that does is my sister-in-law Kim, one of her nephews. And he sometimes comes up in here, but he's the only one really. And I suppose he's got friends with him. It's not just him by himself, so that little group. And he's just a youngster.
Did he bear hunt?
Probably. I think he's younger than Cory and Katie, ain't he? Yeah. Jaren's more Cory and Katie's age. Yeah, he's younger than Cory and Katie. Oh yeah, he's younger now that I'm thinking about who his age group is. Anyway, but yeah, not many people doing that.
There was a time when they wasn't any because people kept them hunted down way back.
My papa was a big coon hunter. He loved it.
And then when you just stop on them, they're just like everything else. They just overpopulate in a hurry before you even realize it.
A lot of people, some people eat the coon, especially in days gone by, but a lot of people hunted them because of their pelt. Mm-hmm. They were like, they sold their fur.
Right.
So that's what the reason behind doing it was.
and the fur market kind of dropped out, or for them anyway, and then that, and then people, just not as people raised up that way anymore, it hunts and traps and all that stuff, and it's just, they don't have very many predators when man stops fooling with them, and then they explode, and that's what's happened. It's amazing how many of them things they are around here. We've got a whole lot of deer, but there's more coons.
Yeah. Lots of people feed the wildlife now so they can see them in their yard, you know, and that helps them because they've got just a buffet. It helps all animals, not just the coons, but the deer and the coons too, though, and the squirrels, of course, the birds and all that. When I first come out this morning, I smelled a skunk. There'd been a skunk in our yard, maybe a dog chasing it or something.
Well, they don't have to be in your yard. They can be half a mile up yonder, and then you'll still smell them because they're so strong. We rarely see skunks here unless you see them run over, but they're here. We just don't see them. Yeah, they've tried to get in our chicken lot a few times over the years. But it's not one you, I guess, are they nocturnal? Kinda, for the most part they are, yeah. Got lots of critters and varmints.
Yeah, Matt had a problem with skunks in his deer camp before. When they get under the under the camper, you don't want them living under your camper.
No, that's less than ideal, is what that is. We had one that stayed around the camper there, and it ain't like you can just go out there and throw something at it and try to run it off because it's spray. But it wasn't afraid of us. You could walk out, and there was multiple times that I walked out, and it just hanging around the periphery, and you could see it. And that went on the whole season.
Yeah.
You know, and it was a big old white one.
Yeah.
You know, some people call them civvy cats. I'm not exactly all caught up on what and all that's supposed to be and what the difference between that and a skunk is. But I remember looking at it, it was white all over, and it was big. And I don't remember exactly what we did. I mean, there's one had like a burrow up under Daddy's camper. Then I found another one out behind that in the woods, and I don't remember. It's been so long ago, I don't remember what we did if they finally just left, or we come back the next season and then it was gone. I don't remember what happened there.
It is interesting that they're not all like the textbook, like what you see, what's Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah.
They're not all, they don't all, their colorings are not like that. Often, I mean, there might be some, but there's often like more black or more white or just a little bit of white on there, you know, just all different variations.
That last one that tried to get in the chicken lot, now it was a textbook one. It was black with a white stripe, and it was strong.
Yeah. You remember, I don't remember where we were at. I mean, we were up on the mountain, up on the parkway, I think, somewhere. And some of our friends was camping up there in a camper in the winter, and it was so frigid, and the wind was blowing about 90 miles an hour.
I remember that.
You remember that? Mm-hmm. And we went up there to see them, and it was at night. And every time you opened the door to go outside, there was 2 skunks there. You remember that?
Yeah.
And they were both marked different. Neither one of them like Pepe Le Pew like that, but they were just scurrying around under the camp. I don't know if maybe people camped there a lot and they thought they was going to get some food, or I don't know what that was about.
I don't exactly remember the skunks as much as I remember how frigid it was.
It
was brutally cold.
It was cold.
I mean, it was way too cold.
And was that like a pop-up camper?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. But I mean, they were fine. They were grown. They knew they were older than me and Matt. They knew enough to know.
Yeah, it was a pop-up camper, and I remember the wind blew so hard. You know, we saw them sometime after that, and it was, I mean, the wind was probably 50 or 60 miles an hour. And I remember seeing him later, and he said the wind blew his end of the pop-up roof off. And a pop-up, you know, on the ends is where the beds are.
Yeah.
And it blew the roof finally it just flapped and blowed so much it tore it and blew it off of him. He said he could see the stars laying there in the bed. And I don't know, I don't remember how cold it was, but it was probably 0.
Oh, probably, yeah. It was
And-
it was frigid even when we were there.
And that much wind, I mean, that's dangerous.
Yeah. But again, they were much older than me and Matt. They were grown, and
that's 30-something years ago.
and they probably had some internal fire to keep them warm. Some
quite-
fire water.
I'm quite certain they did.
But yeah.
That's the only reason anybody would camp and
Where
such.
was that? Just on top of the parkway somewhere? Do you remember where it was at? It was way up there on top somewhere. And that's why the wind was so brutal.
It was Sam's Knob parking lot. That's where that was.
It's a great place to camp.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, but I just remember every time you'd walk out, somebody would open the door, the 2 little skunks would be there, like under the camper and coming around and out, and I just kept looking at them like, what's going on here? Are they going to spray somebody? Or I guess they were just thinking.
They probably hunting somewhere to get in and get
Yeah,
warm.
that's what I was going to say. They were probably just thinking, is there room in there for us, or can we have some food or something?
You know, out running around, riding around in something like that far away from any help, and that's way before cell phones and
Oh
all
yeah,
that.
way before cell phones.
I mean, and we didn't give it any thought back then that much. I mean, what if your truck broke down up on that mountain and there you are, and at 10 o'clock at night? If you didn't have some way of being able to stay warm and stay out of I mean, you could stay in a truck, of course, but it'd get cold in there pretty quick.
Cold, yeah, it'd be bad.
You'd be in a mess.
You gotta be prepared. And you probably would be. You would be prepared today.
I would now. I would.
But
I
we
wasn't
wouldn't have
then.
been then, yeah. And I wouldn't be now without Matt. He's my preparedness.
Yeah, I would make preparations before I ever left home, knowing, you know. And I keep stuff in the vehicle all the time. That's
Now Matt does,
that would-
yeah. And you did that even, like, by the time we got married and had kids, you started adopting those things. But yeah, when back then we were courting, we wasn't even one thinking about stuff like that. And yeah, we didn't think nothing about driving all those miles up there to see some of our dumb friends.
we busy. We wasn't preparing. We busy making out back then and sparking. Wasn't we?
Yeah, we were courting heavy for sure. For sure. Yeah, crazy times. Crazy times.
Long time ago.
Matt does make sure that we're prepared today, though, and I tease all the time and say, you know, when you think about Armageddon or things getting so bad that we're thrown back 100 years, whatever, I say that the first thing we should do is wrap Matt in bubble wrap and protect him, because he's our way out. He's our way. He has the knowledge and the mechanical mind to figure out how to do all this stuff. We've got to protect him like he's the queen in a beehive, you know. We've got to all wait on him and make sure let him direct us, and the rest of us do what he says. And then if something happens to one of us, he's still here to take care of the rest of them.
That's a little extreme, I think.
It's true. We tease him about that. This past week, a lot of you probably watched our video me and Paul did about Pap being his birthday. The 16th was his birthday. He would have been 88. And really, the video's about a song that Paul wrote. It's really awesome. You can go watch it. And if you don't want to hear me and Paul talk, you can go all the way to the end and just hear the song and see all the pictures of Pap. But he told me, you know, probably the last year of his life, he knew that he wasn't long for this world, you know, and he was ready to go. But he'd tell me, because he could just see it in my face, I guess, like when we'd have to go to the hospital with him and stuff. He could just see the terror in my face of living without him, and he'd tell me, you know, I wouldn't leave you, Tipper, if it wasn't for this pain. I'm just so tired of this pain. But he told me one time, said, I'm comforted that Matt is here, and that if anything happens, he would know. He was thinking about fixing stuff, like being the fixer, because Daddy was the fixer. So he said, I'm thankful that Matt will be able to fix whatever happens. People can ask him and he can help them, and that gives me a good feeling. I'm happy about that.
He could pretty well fix just about anything.
He could, yeah. Yeah, and Paul kind of talks about that in the video. He talks about, I don't know if Matt's had time to watch it, but he talks about Daddy knowing the leverage points of anything.
Oh, yeah.
And how that served him, and he tells a little story about him coming down there and helping Paul on his car. And
that's where I learned what I know about that stuff. Was every single bit of that come from him.
And anyway, how he helped him with this little thing he was doing. Paul had been struggling like for an hour and was just getting so frustrated and angry, and Daddy come down there and kind of looked at it and then showed him, got a little piece of wood and put up there and showed him anyway, and just in a few minutes had it. Paul was trying to get something out, I think.
He did the same thing to me right there. Exactly the same thing.
On a car or truck or something.
On that Blazer we used to have, I was putting the drag link on it, or trying to, and it's got a steering arm goes to it, and it's got a ball joint in it, or not really a ball joint, it's a tapered type of joint. And I had borrowed a ball joint tool from somebody, one of them fork tools, and I was beating and it's hot, and it just wasn't getting anywhere with it. And I don't know if he heard me or if he's just coming up here to see the girls or what, but he come walking up the driveway, and he walked over and looked over my shoulder and seen what I was doing. He said, "Let me help you just a second." And I said, "Yeah."
Please.
He said, "Drive that tool in there and just get it in there and leave it." And he said, "I'll pop that thing out with one lick." And I said, "Well, I want to see that." I drove that fork in there. He said, "Where's the nut goes on? Where's the king nut?" And I handed it to him. He said, "Screw it down on there, about 4 or 5 threads." And I did, and he just pecked the top of that nut with a hammer, and the whole thing fell out.
Wow.
One lick.
Wow.
And I've always remembered that. And I've used that same thing countless times, working on other stuff. And prior to that point, dummy me had never even given it any thought.
Yeah.
But, that opened my eyes. I mean, that works in all different kind of stuff. You get a little pressure on something, and you just got to touch it, and it'll come loose.
Yeah.
And I saw him do that lots after that, and then I picked it up, and it's a good thing to know if you live like we do.
And he may have learned that from his daddy or grandpa or something, or uncle, or he may have learned it in the Marines, or maybe he just learned it through brute force labor. I mean, just hard manual labor, trying to brute force something out, and then figured out, hey, if I do this, this will help.
I mean, I can work on stuff, and I like to think I can figure stuff out, and a lot of times I can. But then there's some things that I just beat my head against and just totally fail at, and then I'm laying in the bed that night, and then I think of what I should have done. And then go out the next morning, and first thing, and it works.
Yeah.
But I need to be able to do that before I get done for the day and do it the day before.
You're much more of a critical thinker than I am, though. I just do something like I've always done it, even if it's hard, and don't even try to think about how else I could do it. I just keep doing repetitive, like I don't even take time to sit and think about it like that. I just jump and just start frailing away at it.
Head first.
Head first.
Yep. Sounds like a pack of puppies down there, doesn't it?
Pack of Rottweilers. Well, they quit.
They must have eaten whatever it was.
till the next one.
Yeah.
You hear the gunshots again.
Yeah.
It still looks stormy, but not as bad.
I think that went away.
Maybe. Still kind of cloudy. This is the time of the year, though, that I said all that stuff starts coming in, and I want to make pickles with Cory's cucumbers and mine. I've got some we got today, but some I've already got in the refrigerator. I'm going to make us some dill pickles. We've eaten all the ones from last year, of course. And what else is on there?
Do we have 14-day pickles?
Yeah, I made those early this year, so those are done and done.
Is that enough to make us through till next year?
I made 2 runs, yeah.
Right.
I bought those from Spud Shack in Murphy and made those, and I'm so glad I did. Now you hear people say that my future self thanks my past self for going ahead and doing that and getting that out of the way, because it's just a process. It's not hard, but it does take 14 days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's done. I've got plenty of zucchini and squash this year. I didn't make them last year. I want to make squash and zucchini pickles. Make those. We love those. And, my cabbage. I'm worried about our cabbage because it's been so wet, but that's on our agenda in the next day or two, just to pull it all up, and whatever it is. And Matt wants me to, reminds me, forgot, Steve had me a cabbage last night. Don't know where that cabbage is now.
The elusive cabbage head.
Yeah. Anyway, but Matt wants me to make mostly the canned coleslaw.
Man, that stuff's good.
So
I like kraut
Maybe-
awful well, but I'll tell you right now, that canned coleslaw's just out of this world.
We might just use all of our cabbage to do that, and then maybe buy some cabbage to make a few jars of kraut. I think we shared. We're still slowly doing the basement, redoing the basement. Not redoing it as in finishing it, just going through it and putting up shelves and things like that. And so I thought we were totally out of kraut because we had moved stuff, and then I found maybe four jars, 3 jars. So we have a little bit from last year, but that wouldn't last us a whole year. So I have to think about that. I'm worried about the cabbage though, but we're just gonna have to pull it up and see what it does, see what it is, and maybe we'll be pleasantly surprised. And then, of course, now that those wonderful tomatoes are starting to come in, we're going to be canning tomatoes. Because we got all those today, and we probably already have a few on our counter. 3 or 4 or 5 in there?
Yeah.
Usually I'll get them until I've just got no space left in the counter, and it starts driving me crazy, and then I'm like, got to can tomatoes today.
I had a tomato sandwich for breakfast just a minute.
That's good. You've been eating them 2 times a day, I guess.
And I put a piece of cheese on it.
Oh, did you?
Now.
Okay.
I did.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, I put a piece of, Katie's got some provolone, sliced provolone cheese, and yeah, that's good.
Good. We don't have any tomatoes left from last year, not 1 jar, none whatsoever. We used a lot of tomatoes this year, so that's definitely. And then, of course, I want to start picking the tomatoes too. They've not really all got ripe yet, but I want to make more tomato juice, and I'm just going to use the tomatoes again for that. So.
You better get out there before that little boy does.
I know, he loves them.
Yeah,
he loves them. And we've got blueberries. We've mostly just been walking around with him, letting him eat the blueberries, and we've been eating them. But as they continue to more and more get ripe, we're going to have to start picking blueberries, because we can't stand there and eat that many.
I believe he could.
He likes them as good as I do. He got that from me. Blueberries and watermelons, my 2 favorites. And he loves watermelon too.
Yeah.
So he's inherited that from me for sure.
I seen him the other day. One of yous give him just a little cut off piece of watermelon. And as little as he is, I seen him chew that and then stop and then spit the seed out. He sure did. He spit it on his high chair tray.
Oh gosh, that's funny.
I would have figured he'd have
just swallowed it, yeah.
But he spit that thing out.
That's funny.
I said, yeah, you're on the right track, boy.
He can say watermelon and blueberry. They kind of sound the same, but he thinks he's saying them, you know. He knows the difference. And he knows as soon as you come out the door which way the blueberry bushes are. Our blackberries just didn't do no good this year, but until they were gone, they were just gone already. He'd point that way. He knew where they were at, and he'd want to go eat them, but... Yeah. This is the time of the year, like I said, you start, all the putting up really ramps up. We've been canning beans and stuff like that, but then you get so tired from all that, and then by August or whatever, you're kind of like, okay, you can go to bed now, garden. I don't know that we're going to have to think about if we're going to do anything in the fall. And we talked about doing something in the big garden in the fall.
Yeah, I don't even remember what it was.
Turnips.
Turnips, yeah.
Turnips, planting turnips down there.
That might be a good idea. That would be a good idea.
Some people would go ahead and plant them. Me and Matt try to wait till, if we do fall stuff, we usually wait till August.
Yeah. And even then it seems out of place and too hot, but I guess it needs to be done then.
Yeah, but my goodness, August will be here like, what, next week? The next week? Granny's already given me my birthday card, so yeah, she just wants to get it out of the way. And a lot of people have been asking about our Christmas in July. Are we not doing it this year? We are going to do it this year, so be on the lookout for that. We are. We just got to get past some. We had Bible school this week and some other stuff, a lot of other stuff going on, so we got to get past that. But Matt will get his orange bread.
Tune in and watch Matt black out from orange bread.
That's what Matt's excited about. And then a lot of you have been asking, is he going to get his orange bread? Yes, I'll make the orange bread.
That stuff's a half a day to make.
And I think I'm going to make gingerbread. There's so many things I want to do this year. I'm like, how could I put all that in a video, or how could I do that all in one day and put it in a video? And then the other night I was thinking about it, and I thought, well, you don't do Christmas all at one time. You spread it out, so I may have to, it'll be all in one video for you, but I may have to take me several days to get there, because I want to make gingerbread. I want to make the orange bread. I want to make something like, I hadn't asked Matt till right now, I'll put you on the spot, but what are we going to have like to eat? One year we did oyster stew in the middle of the summer, and that was easy and it was good. We could do that. Or are we going to do a deer roast and everything? Do ambrosia, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I liked all of that.
You like all of it?
Yeah.
So I don't know what we'll do for our main course. I think the year that we did oyster stew, it's me and you and Katie, and we went out back and ate it on the, but she didn't eat it because she don't like oyster stew, so I can't remember what she ate. If she fixed herself something, or I don't think we fixed nothing else. But it was good. Even though it was hot outside, it was still good. That's the only time we ever eat oyster stews, at Christmas.
Yeah, man, I like that stuff.
So maybe
Oysters are expensive.
Yeah, maybe we could do that, or if not, we'll just have to cook a meal. You could cook a meal. You could cook one. You could have a deer. We got deer roast. We got any left? You're saying we're out of deer meat. We got a roast.
I think there's one, but I got a better idea than that.
What?
We could have a rack of ribs.
Yeah.
And a couple of them big fat baked potatoes out of the garden.
Yeah. I was about to
go that route.
I was about to say with the deer roast or the ribs, whatever you want, we could have like garden stuff with us. We could have fresh green beans, have tomatoes. So it'd be like you got July with all that goodness, but then you've also got Christmas.
I've got a rack of ribs that I ain't never cooked, so it needs cooking.
Okay, well, we'll not do that. Big plans we've got. Hopefully we can make them happen.
We got more plans than we got time to execute.
Hey, planning's part of the fun for me.
Yeah.
I'm a planner, so I enjoy that part. I guess you're hungry.
I am. I didn't eat very much breakfast at all.
Come unfed. I don't know that Matt's ever been fed, is the truth. I think you're just constantly at a state of unfed.
There's very few times at any given point during the day that I could just not eat. I mean, I can always eat something. And a whole lot of them times I can eat a lot of something.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the truth. That's the truth. We hope that you enjoyed spending time with us in the garden this morning. We're always glad when you stop by to help us celebrate Appalachia. And hopefully by the next time we have a popsicle talk, we'll also be enjoying some wonderful fresh corn.